hopefully, if someone's watching something that I'm doing, that I create, people for a time believe something's actually happening in front of them that isn't.
Fucking idiot! What the hell is it?
What the are you talking about? Do you know what? That's my job.
He didn't look like Hollywood's idea of a leading man, too ordinary, too human, too real. But from his very first scene in Scent of a Woman, Philip Seymour Hoffman stood out. You can already see it. The timing, the control, that slight edge of arrogance hiding an insecurity beneath. Back then, nobody knew it yet, but this was the beginning of one of the most authentic careers in modern cinema.
Fortunate because I've been offered and given the opportunity to work on some great projects with great people.
One of the real tests of a great actor is emotional truth. The ability to make us believe we're watching a life, not a performance. That was Hoffman's greatest gift.
Fucking idiot! Fucking idiot! Fucking idiot! Fucking idiot!
When I revisit Boogie Nights, I can't help but cringe and ache at the same time. He's quiet, desperate for connection, and in that moment behind the wheel, you see the essence of Hoffman's approach. Vulnerability without vanity. He lets humiliation sit there, no music, no tricks, just the reality of a man who wants to be seen. Inside that moment, Scotty isn't merely broken, he's pleading without words. I found him using not just his voice, but body language to show the desperation. Hoffman doesn't signal, look how tragic this is. He lets us lean in. At times I feel the pain connected because we all go through similar emotions. We root for him because he's still fighting, and that's a hallmark of Hoffman's truth. At the end of the day, the character resembles what some of us go through, especially if you are not a naturally outgoing person.
On being honest and unmerciful.
That line sums him up perfectly. Be honest and unmerciful. It wasn't just his character's advice, it was his method. When I watch him, I believe every beat because he never plays a feeling, he finds it. He once said acting was about doing something truthfully under imaginary circumstances, and he lived that to the letter. What I love is how he protects the kid by refusing the myth of fame. The pauses are gentle, but the message cuts. Don't fall for the circus. Hoffman gives Lester this soft armor, sarcasm as kindness, cynicism as care. You can tell he's been bruised by the industry, and he's gifting the next generation a map out of the maze. It's mentorship that feels personal, not performative. Mentorship we would all love. Another measure of greatness is range. The ability to shift from gentle to menacing without losing truth. Hoffman was a chameleon, but never fake. Let's look at how he moved between light and dark.
It's up to you how this goes.
Because you know what I'm going to do next? I'm going to find her. Whoever she is, I'm going to find her and I'm going to hurt her.
I still remember seeing him as Owen Davian. Cold, unblinking, terrifyingly still. Probably my favorite Mission Impossible villain. Solomon Lane is a close second. He doesn't yell or snarl, he just waits. That quiet confidence makes the scene so unnerving. Honestly, his ability as a villain in this movie just makes me wish I saw him in more villain roles. What sticks with me is the stillness, the way he waits like a trap already sprung. You sense the decisions happening behind the eyes. Measure, choose, destroy. He hides emotion the way a shark hides teeth. It's there, you just don't see it until it's too late. Honestly, his ability as a villain in this movie just makes me wish I saw him in more villain roles. Then there's Charlie Wilson's War, where he turns frustration into rhythm.
How about our business? Excuse me, what the f***?
What?
What the f*** are you talking about?
He lets the anger breed, builds it, breaks it, rebuilds it. You can feel him controlling the rhythm, shaping emotion through tempo. It's not a rant, Hoffman doesn't just shout. That rant felt real and relatable, like you all must have felt that way with a former boss in your past. I know I have. And underneath the punchlines is bruised pride, a guy who's had to fight for a seat at the table. You hear the years in the gravel of his voice. That's why the outburst lands. It's not a gag, it's a biography in 30 seconds.
Have you ever had sex with a member of your family?
Yes.
Are you lying?
No.
And then there's the master, his peak of control. Third person, he stands like he owns gravity. First person, I still get chills. The tension, the manipulation, the cracks beneath the smile. His portrayal showed his ability as a physiological controller, but with class, I dare say. It's weird, but he does it in a subtle manner. That's what made Hoffman different. He never hid behind technique. But watch the micro cracks when he's challenged. A flicker, a faster breath, a jaw that tightens. He's selling faith and privately buying doubt. That duality is why the character feels so human, the guru who needs the gospel more than anyone. Every role was a risk. He could play a cult leader, a CIA agent, or a broken man with the same honesty. His range wasn't genre, it was emotional altitude. The final mark of a great actor is what remains after they're gone. The moments that replay in your head long after the credits fade. For Hoffman, that legacy is honesty. Let's look at how he left it on film.
You have an understanding, you and he?
No, you have no right to go rummaging through my past.
You have a history.
In doubt, he goes toe-to-toe with Meryl Streep, and that particular scene is just one of many from the movie that got him awards. Personally, I do not think Merle carries the scene, but Philip, yes, I know, controversial, gentle 1 second, furious the next. You can't tell if he's guilty or misunderstood. That ambiguity is mastery. He never gives you the answer, just the truth of a man cornered. But his portrayal of Priest simply highlights the awesomeness he's got through, because how can a man of faith show so much frustration, yet feel genuine enough to make us second guess if Father Flynn is true in his words?
To honor that.
Is there something you want to know?
Oh, I think there's something that you don't want to know.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't. I loved well. I did. I loved well.
Love Liza is hard to watch. Could feel my throat tightening from the pain of the scenes. The movie was just an emotional roller coaster. Grief from a loved one's suicide is not easy to portray. That kind of vulnerability is why his performances still haunt us. What breaks me is the way he reaches for connection and misses by inches. Every gesture says, help, but the words won't come. Hoffman shows that mourning isn't an event, it's a long road of loneliness with no easy answer. Had to watch this movie before doing this. Again, Seymour's role was another emotional roller coaster, a mind map with intense scenes. Even in his darkest moments, there was empathy. He understood that desperation comes from love turned sideways. That's why even at his ugliest, you couldn't hate him. You saw too much of yourself in those cracks. He used to say that acting wasn't about pretending, it was about revealing. And maybe that's why his work still hits so hard. He wasn't showing us characters, he was showing us pieces of himself. When he won the Oscar for Capote, it wasn't validation, it was recognition, a well-deserved one. Hollywood finally caught up to what audiences already knew. He was the real thing. That night, it felt less like a victory and more like a quiet acknowledgement that truth and craft still mattered in an industry obsessed with image. He didn't take the stage as a movie star, he took it as an artist who'd spent decades earning his place, one flawed, unforgettable character at a time. You could see it in his expression, pride laced with disbelief, like a man who'd given everything to the work, and for once the world finally saw him back. Even after his drug addiction claimed his life, nothing can steal his acting legacy. His performances keep resurfacing in classes, reels, late-night searches. Young actors study him because he made imperfection magnetic. He didn't chase likability, he chased honesty. Screw the awkwardness if the moment, and that's what lasts. In the end, that is how we should live our lives in the end. If you reach the end, just want to say thanks for watching, means a lot, had fun covering.